Hello, Christina Rez. So happy Thursday to each and every one of you. I hope you all are doing well and having a wonderful week. Sorry that you haven't heard from me in a minute. I don't know if I mentioned in my last video that I was going to take a trip, a brief one, to Bear City, Montana. Now, I don't know about sharing any pictures in the description box. But if you really want to know more about Montana, you can just simply type it in and type images. The mountains are so beautiful and so real. And hey, I may consider living there if God wills it. Other states I want to see are Wyoming and Alaska. More Alaska than Wyoming. Wyoming is a little bit more flat, Um, but Alaska is definitely on my list as well, and that'll probably be sometime next year. The holidays are coming up, so family and friends have to come first. So today, I wanted to talk about another racial hoax of a privileged black college student, and she is privileged because she goes to Duke University, really, whether she wants to acknowledge it or not. And she's a volleyball player. Most likely she's earned a scholarship, whether partial or full, due to her race and gender. So that's considered a second reason why she's considered privileged. Now, Black conservative perspective Greg Foreman touched base on this. He did a good job introducing this video yesterday. So did Brandon Tatum. So if you want to check those guys out to hear the full story about Rachel, I think her name is Dorman or something like that. And today on Daily Wire it shows a picture of her and her mother. And based on, not to judge a book by its cover, um, based on the images, you can tell why this young lady likes to play victim. Now, usually in Black American households, depending on where they live, like if they're in like urban areas and they made choices to stay where they are. Never seen a white person in their life personally besides television. And, it's always someone refuse um, something to you, say no to you, sneeze too hard, they're a racist. Unfortunately, God rest his soul, my grandfather was like this. I recently graduated from college and it was difficult for me to get a job. Of course, his accusation was because of race, but I found out all college students have the same problem who recently graduate. Because at your age, unless you're going to med school or law school, or if you have a job in education or earn some type of internship and a job is promised to you afterwards, most likely you're going to have a hard time finding work. So, yeah, you talk about every time I get rejected. And then I get the interviews, but I wouldn't be offered the position. Now, there was one that I was offered. It was out in the suburbs. This was when I was still in Illinois, okay? And, I mean, just imagine what that, you know, kills a child's self-esteem. Why, this is one of the only racial groups that has to feel low about themselves, feel unintelligent. It's not like outsiders telling them this. The majority actually believe this, and in fact, a lot of them believe they don't believe they're beautiful either. Because I've been called um, nasty names more by black people than any other group. So that tells you something. But I respect them though. Um, Even whether they look attractive to me or not. I respect them, but and these are by strangers. These are not people I know. So that's the mindset typically, depending on where. And I guess this also works with Hispanic and Latino kids as well. Asians not so much. They're very good citizens. If anything, the parents motivate their children to work hard, and not just Southeast Asia. I mean, people like from Pakistan and India, excuse me, ancestry as well. They do the complete opposite to push their children to do better. In fact, like have a useful degree like a medical or something like that that they can utilize as opposed to a liberal arts degree. I'm not going to call it useless because it doesn't mean that a person can't get a job, right? So I'm guessing this is the mindset this child grew up in. Single family home. Of course, her mother blames the system, even though most likely the system and the government helped her with the funds to raise this child. Now, if she grew up in a two-parent household, God bless her. I really hope she does. But for her to have that mindset, that just shows that the father was weak. Now, as you've heard of the story of this young lady, she was playing volleyball as she, George, Greg Foreman showed like two examples of the ball being, she serving the ball. And they're like, oh, and they said cougar. Really, they said cougar. But that was the name of the team they were playing. That was their mascot. I think the school was BYU. Their new name called Cougar. Not one of the N word was used in that clip. So hopefully she got just like these Arizona students. Hopefully it catches up to her and she pays the consequences for this. As a warning, she should, be punished like a few days suspension. And if she has a scholarship, not completely revoke it, but tell you the next time we're gonna remove your scholarship, and then 3 strikes, you're out of the school. You keep causing trouble because those students could have gotten in serious trouble. You sitting up there lying. Now, another incident. I've played plenty of these before. Like spray paintings that black people have done, spraying the N word. Now, on private property being vandalism, that person should go to jail or some type of fine or both because you're vandalizing to get attention or get something out of it like funds or some type of privilege or something like that. um and if I didn't say it before, congrats to Officer Garrett, who was found not guilty on charges of self-defense against Rayshard Brooks. Now, speaking of that, follow up on the 1 year anniversary of the Kyle Rittenhouse case. I did a video on that about, that he's gonna call people accountable. Um, in addition to him being found not guilty a year ago on all 4 accounts, doing the self-defense of some lowlives trying to rob a store or trying to come after him while he's carrying a rifle. Okay. Or maybe it was an AK-47. It's been so long ago. I thought the case was closed. But I'm getting feedback since I've financially supported him that they're trying to come at him again. So keep these people in your prayers as far as Kyle Rittenhouse, the Rittenhouse family, as well as Officer Garrett Bronson, that he's safe, as well as the officer that was found not guilty in the Breonna Taylor case. We have to stand up for not only justice, but for righteousness as well. Okay. God's word is all about justice. Okay. If a person is right, if a person has defended himself, then that person is just in that particular situation. With this young lady, hopefully Duke University uh, punishes her like they've learned that lesson about this exotic dancer that accused these lacrosse players years ago for sexual assault. Okay, so it's great to be back. I'm still a little tired from my trip. I had to take an additional day off yesterday, but I'm glad to be back to talk to you, Patriots. God bless you. I love you all. Don't forget to like and share the video with your friends. And when you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Okay. Well, that's for YouTube. Rumble is different. All right. Christina Resso, pray for our nation, pray for our brothers and sisters under the persecuted church, and I'll talk to you super soon.